emotional safety assessment quiz. What it does is it shows you how much emotional safety you have in your relationship and or how much you don't have, and then building towards emotional safety.
It's easy to get my partner's attention.
I'm just laughing because I'm scared.
That's a big one for me.
My partner prioritizes our relationship. I'm going to give you a 4.
Wow. Thank you. I trust my partner cares about my feelings, needs, wants, and fears. I 100% trust that Tara cares about my feelings, needs.
The goal is not to be a 5. Like, we've never had all 5s ever. 4s and 5s are pretty good, but if you're a 3 and under, we always like, okay, how can we get better at that? Hello, all, and welcome to the Relationship Renovation Podcast. I am Tara Kerwin.
And my name is EJ Kerwin.
And EJ's making fun of me for my perimenopause brain.
I'm for your squirrel brain. You always had a little bit. So I call Tara a squirrel because, like, as she's messing with our sign right there.
Oh.
Because this morning, multiple times, like, she would ask me a question, I would start to answer it, and then she would move on to another subject before I was like 4 words in, because she's always squirreling away. She's always going on different directions very quickly.
This is our perfect podcast then for this topic.
Yes.
So we just put out on our website, if you go to relationshiprenovation.com, there's now this free emotional safety assessment quiz, questionnaire, whatever you want to call it. And we give this to our couples at the beginning, middle, and end of their journey with us, whether that's through the coaching, through EJ and I, or our counseling center. And what it does is it shows you how much emotional safety you have in your relationship and or how much you don't have, and then building towards emotional safety. And so we really wanted, now that we have this on our website and it's free and people might be very interested in, like, ooh, what's the level of our emotional safety? Each person takes it individually. We thought, let's model it. Let's go through it. We love doing that. So we can model what it looks like and feels like. Again, our numbers are going to be a little bit higher only because
we're so incredibly connected.
Because we practice what we preach. And it's okay that if your numbers are low too. The idea is we're going to use this as a baseline to see where our strengths are and where we could feel more deeply connected and more emotionally safe.
Hi, this is EJ and Tara Kerwin. We're the founders of the Relationship Renovation Model. And we have something that we're super excited because we've been planning it for a long time.
So if you're a couple that is feeling disconnected, you've kind of fallen off track, but you're not ready to give up. You know you still love your person. You just don't know how to get back that connection. Don't worry, we've got you.
We are launching a private coaching program, and we're going to take on only 8 couples. We're going to meet the 2 of us with you privately, and we're going to do that over a period of time. We're going to work you through the Relationship Renovation Workbook, which is an amazing tool. And then there's a few other ways in which we're going to support you that I think are going to be just fantastic.
So get ready for the We transformation. We can handle this. We can communicate clearly and with compassion, even during difficult times, yes. And we can feel more deeply, intimately connected.
So if that's something that you're interested in, all you got to do is send us an email, coaching@relationshiprenovation.com. We'll schedule a 30-minute discovery call with you. That'll be completely complimentary. We're going to hear about what's going on for you guys, and we're going to tell you about this super exciting program that we're launching.
We really cannot wait to begin this journey with you.
And I think, one of the interesting parts of this is it's an assessment that we do with couples, and each of you have you're not taking it together, sort of. One of the things is you might even, if you go to our website and do it, you want each to take it separately.
Right. That's how we have it.
And then get your score and then talk about it, because that's one of the interesting things is when maybe one person might have a totally different feeling around their emotional safety, around their connection, around how easy it is to get the other person's attention. And the other person might have a totally different vibe about it. And and that could be triggering. So be aware of that. But it's also just like great data, it's like great information to know, like, are we seeing our relationship the same way?
And again, I just have to you cannot use this tool as like a way to weaponize or get into more of a disagreement. This is purely like, where are we at? How could we get better? We have so many podcast episodes focused on building emotional safety. It's like our number one thing, whether that's creating emotional safety in our workplace and or for the couples. That's our jam.
Absolutely.
And with further ado,
and it's something that like we have been dedicated and put a lot of work into our relationship, because there's definitely been times where Tara has told me, like, I don't feel safe in this relationship. I don't feel safe in this moment when you react this way. And it's been something that I've really struggled with. Like, what do you mean you don't feel safe? Like, and a lot of there's one partner oftentimes that doesn't get it and is like, what in the world? And this is going to break it down into some interesting like little subcategories that I think might help it make sense to the partner who's like clueless about it. Like sometimes I was, even as a therapist, sometimes was like, what are you talking about? How am I not safe?
Do you know, EJ, that this will be interesting. We did this like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. How'd it go?
It's in one of our podcast episodes. It'll be interesting to see if
if we can go back.
Anyway,
and see where
let's just start it off. So it's 13 questions. I would say it takes maybe less than 4 minutes online to complete it. Obviously, we're going to go through, not in depth, but we're going to try to keep this podcast episode short, but we're going to just add a little more flavor to it to help it feel more
Love
clear.
flavor.
Okay.
Spicy.
So why don't you start with one and then you answer and then I'll do.
Okay. So the first question in the emotional safety assessment.
And it's a 0 to 5 scale. 5 is agree, 0 is disagree. So know that the higher the number, the more emotionally safe you feel in the relationship for that question.
For that question. Okay. So the first one is, it's easy to get my partner's attention.
I'm just laughing because I'm scared.
That's a big one for me, and a trigger for me.
It's okay. I can hear you. I can hear it. I'm okay.
I'm gonna go can we do points, or is it just
whatever you want?
3.25?
No right.
Well, you can't. We have to stick with what our because on the quiz online you can't do like a 3.5 or a 3.25. So I'm just gonna round to where it is. I'm gonna say a 3.
Okay.
EJ, a 3. It's easy. It's about a 3 in getting your
For
attention.
For me, it's easy to get your attention. I'm going to say like a 4 to 5. You're very responsive.
Okay. What am I, a 4 or 5? You can't give me a 5.
Okay, a 4. I can do whatever I want to do.
Okay.
You can't tell me what to do.
Well, clearly that's the truth. So, it's easy to get my partner's attention.
That's the first question.
That's the first question. That's just all about in a moment where you need your partner's attention, or there's something you want to get across to them. Do you find it challenging to get their focus? That's with us, that can be a challenge sometimes, because Tara, I think some of this has to do with your anxiety. Some of it is just your brain is just you're quick, you're moving from thing to thing to thing. Like this morning, getting ready because we had to get here early for a podcast and the kids and all that. And she is just she's done 10 things before I've done 2 things, and so it's hard to get her attention, in my opinion.
But what's important is, because we have that emotional safety built, EJ can say T, I need your attention right now.
This is an important time.
And I'll be like, I got you. So it's not so he just supports me in it, because I do have squirrel brain and it's okay. Okay. Question 2.
Question number 2.
My partner prioritizes our relationship. That's so hard because we're just together all the time. But I would say I'm going to give you a 4.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. I feel like we have so much going on, but that I'm always at the center of what's most important. Even when you're busy and doing 1,000 things, I know if I came to you and said, I'm really needing this, you would be like, awesome. Like, we're going to start taking salsa lessons on our lunch break hour because we literally have no other time to do it. And I really want to learn salsa.
Me too.
And you were like, absolutely, let's do it on Monday at 2:00.
What a time for a date. I'm gonna give you a 4 as well. I mean, I think that and I'll say like longitudinally, like when we are not making each other a priority, when like you bring attention to it, that is like super important. I think like execution sometimes we struggle with, but as far as just like overall our relationship being a priority, like I can count on you for that being important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that second question, my partner prioritizes our relationship, that doesn't quite mean like, oh, are they showing me like, constant love and date nights? And it's almost like the feeling of it too. So like really talk about that. It can be subtle. Like, although you and I don't have a ton of date nights and you're not like, hey, we have like an hour of quality time every day, I know your heart prioritizes our relationship. So that's what makes it feel safe if I was like, hey, honey, I really do think we need a date night. So just really like, it's a subtle piece. Like, my partner prioritizes our relationship. Do you feel like your partner thinks you're like number one and your relationship is number one?
And I could see that with some couples being a trigger question, because I could see how one person might go really low. I mean, I think there's times where you probably wouldn't have put me anywhere near a 4. And then at that point in my life, I think I would have been like, really like, what do you mean? I do everything for this family. And so it's important to know, like, in doing an assessment like this, that you have to like really work to being open to your partner's responses, even if they're things that you disagree with or difficult to hear.
And here's something we hear a lot of the time, like the person who maybe might be the breadwinner or like, bringing all the finances, like, I absolutely prioritize our relationship. Like, I'm working so much for our family to make sure everybody's okay. And like, that's valid. Like, they're a priority. They feel like bringing home, supporting financially the family because that primary partner is a priority. And it can just feel different from you. So again, it's subtle, right? Okay. Question 3.
Question number 3, my turn again. I feel seen and heard by my partner. I mean, these are the tough ones. Like
I just be honest. I truly just be honest.
Well, what makes these interesting, I think it makes it interesting for us, but it also makes it interesting for couples out there, is it a question like that not only hits into just like the dynamic between the two of us, but it also feeds into like my triggers. Right? Because my trigger is like, I will really, like, it's important for me to feel seen and heard. And so I'm aware, and I've become more aware of that like some of that I have a sensitivity around this. So I feel seen and heard. I'm going to go with a 3 again, because I know you're working towards it and it's something that's important. But I think like there are a lot of times where I feel like, hey, how do I get you?
I know, I totally hear that. Yeah, I know that's something I could work on. For me, I feel seen and heard by my partner. I would say I'm going to go 3 too.
Wow, interesting.
Were you expecting higher or lower?
I was expecting higher, but that's all right. I can hear it. I'm curious.
I just think like, because you go into your like internal mind sometimes, and that I have to kind of be the person like, hey, honey, we really have to make sure we have our protected time. Like, I feel like sometimes maybe it's more
I could see that
evident for me in that way.
Yeah.
And so,
because sometimes the things that you ask for, you have to ask for them multiple times.
Yes.
And so I could see how that would make you feel not heard, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I think like that might be more like, I think I see you, but sometimes maybe I hear and then I don't remember, or I get distracted, which is interesting. Like, I'm like a squirrel sloth.
Yeah.
Like an emotional sloth.
So there we go. So that's something we always say, hey, if you're like a 3 and lower, always look at that.
Yeah, those are like your little stars.
Also, really quick,
both there.
The goal is not to be a 5. Like, we've never had all 5s ever. within couples that have done amazing work, but 4s and 5s are pretty good. But if you're a 3 and under, we always like, okay, how can we get better at that? So I know I'm going to work and be intentional about making you feel more seen and heard, and vice versa. Okay, number 4. There's 13 questions, by the way. We'll stop talking so long. 4 is, I trust, this is an important one. I trust that my partner will comfort me when I need it. I absolutely am going with a 5 there for you. You're
wow.
Like, yeah.
Well, thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
That feels so good.
I just know that like you're my guy. Like if I need you, you will be there. You're the first person I call, I think of, even if it's you that I'm mad at. I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely give you like 5 stars, a 5. I feel.
That feels like really good.
Trust that my partner will comfort me when I need it. Oh, you're so good at comforting.
I'm going to
You
go.
used to not be so good, but
know,
you've gotten so much better. So just, it'd be again.
I've softened.
Yeah.
I've softened. I've learned. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to say I trust that my partner will comfort me when I need it. 4.
Okay.
I'm going to see.
I'm a little hurt that it's not a 5, but it's cool. I'm okay. I can handle it.
And I think this is, I'm taking my therapist brain into this and analyzing myself a little bit, but I think it's useful for others, is I think that I struggle to allow others to comfort me.
That's good.
Yeah. Like I have gained
that's very true.
Massive confidence, especially in the last year, really, in that you will, and that the times where I thought you wouldn't, I learned actually you absolutely will. But there's just a part of me that has difficulty trusting that I can get it from anyone else other than myself.
Yeah. No, that's so huge for so many people. I'm so glad you said that.
It's hard. I just don't. I feel like it's sort of weak or something, and so it's hard for me to even let you know. I blamed it on you. I thought I blamed I don't get comfort in those moments because she can't handle it, and it was really I struggle to
I love that you brought that in. So you're going to look at this question from both sides. I trust that my partner will comfort me when I need it. Is this person nurturing, or can I count on them? And or how willing am I to allow others to comfort me? Because that's vulnerable. I love that you brought that in. Thank you. Okay. Are we ready to go into the next?
I can't wait.
5, this is all about attunement here. My partner knows when I need them to come close. That's you first. My partner knows when I need them to come close.
Yeah, I'm going 3. And again, though, I take a lot of ownership for this because I just I don't open up in that way. I don't let you know. And so if the expectation was that you were going to be a mind reader, and I think that this is important, we're coming into this with a high level of self-awareness because we've been ruthless with ourselves and each other over the years. And so I would have absolutely years ago scored this low and then blamed you for most of it. And right now, I'm saying my partner knows when I need them to come close. You are attuned and you see it, especially when it's stress around finances and stuff. You've become highly attuned to that and you do come close. But there's a lot of times where you just don't know. And it's because how could you?
Yeah, you're still working on.
I'm definitely
working on being vulnerable with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. I trust that it'll be okay. And I know that you keep getting more vulnerable every time, so it's okay, honey.
Yeah.
My partner knows when I need them to come close. EJ, I would say you're pretty good. I'm going to say a 4. I think you're really good at acknowledging when I'm anxious or starting to feel overwhelmed, and you're very much, you come in and you support me most of the time. There's times when you're irritated by it. Totally get it. That's totally fine because I'm constantly in my narrative of this is so much.
That's been the learning curve for us around this question is that the times that you need me to come close are sometimes your affect says go away or I'm mad at you or it's, and so I've learned I have to go close to you in the times where you're pushing me away. But you're getting better though, because you
I'm
used to
softening around because
Yeah.
I get anxious and then I get rigid and then it looks like I'm angry.
Well, and then we used to have this thing where like I would know you want me to come close, and this still happens, and I have this like I'm really working on this like, and then I go like physically to get close to you, and you startle when I touch you, and then I feel really rejected, and I got to get over my own stuff around that because it's like, because I even in my mind like at times have like blamed you and said like she's startling on purpose. Like she knows, like she's doing that just to let me know that she doesn't want me close when everything, So yeah, this is a tough one for us. Even though you gave me a 4, like I feel like I still have work into getting better at coming close to you when you need it.
It's okay that I'm more advanced than you. I'm just kidding. Okay. So that was question 5. We're on number 6. And again, these are all of the questions that are on our emotional safety assessment that we give to our couples at the beginning, middle, and end. And the cool thing is you can take this as any time. Maybe you take it the first time you're like, wow, we're going to like really talk about this and we're going to set couples goals. You don't even have to go to a couples therapy or coach. And then you take it maybe a couple months later. Okay, I'll stop talking. Here we go. Number 6, I can ask for emotional support from my partner when I feel distressed. I'm going to say 5. I feel if I'm feeling emotionally distressed, 100% I can go to you and tell you that I need you.
See, this is hard. Like, and maybe this is like part of my own like self-critical brain is like this question again, I don't go to, because I think the question is I can, like I'm able, like you will. Like, because if I say I can ask for emotional support from my partner when I feel distressed, if it was just like you, I would say I would probably give you a 5. But when I think of can I, like I have the ability to go for you when I need emotional support, I honestly want to give myself a 2.
Okay. That's okay though. This is like a part of this is like, where can I grow? Yeah. Where can we grow? Yeah. And how do we do it together? I know that this is still hard for you. So I don't even know. So I can keep reminding you, like, I really want to be there for you when you're feeling distressed, honey. And I know it's really hard for you to open up. But we're working on this so we can get to like a 4.
I mean, again, like I don't even know a lot of times that I'm in emotional distress.
Well, that's why I'm here, babe.
To put me into emotional distress as frequently as possible.
No, to remind you that you might be in your just unconscious mind but your conscious mind is like, no, I'm totally good. Okay, we're moving on to question 7.
All right. 7.
Do we want to say anything more about I can ask for emotional support?
No, I think it's, it's a combo of like, is your partner, did you feel like there's like an open road? But then there's also the part of it where it's like, am I willing?
Yeah.
Can I? Like, can I recognize it? I mean, that's a big thing with a lot of the men I work with is like identifying their feelings. Like I was working with this couple like the other day, and it's like everything is so cognitive with this guy, and he's like a sweet, nice guy, but it's like everything is up here, and so and it's a hard thing. And there's women like that as well, like where it's just like some of us just have these real breakdowns or roadblocks, So no. Can I read the next one?
Absolutely.
Number 7.
Lucky 7.
Dude, this is good stuff for us. Even when we disagree, I know we will find a way to resolve our differences. I'm going to go hard 5.
I'm 5 too.
I feel, and a lot of work. A lot of work went into that. A lot of work. I think both of us.
There.
Yeah, but like both of us, like at times were like, I think I always believed a little more we were going to make it through it. I think that in the crisis moments, I don't want to speak for you, but my story was you were closer to the door than I ever was.
I mean, I just know that when we disagree, we used to not have the skills to like resolve it, even if we still had our own perspectives or whatever. Now I know like we can agree to disagree, accept each other, and move through it, not just sweep it under the
Yeah.
rug.
My disagreement hangovers are almost gone.
Wow.
It used to take me days.
So know that this question, even when we disagree, I know we will find a way to resolve our differences, doesn't mean one is like, oh, okay, I'll just like side with you now or giving in. It's that you're still able to maintain your sense of autonomy and have your differences, but that it will be okay. And then it's safe to have that.
And I also want to really normalize that most couples who come into our center, into our coaching, even go to our website, most people are going to score low on this one. And that's okay. And that is normal. And we've seen people, we've been those people who've been ones, and now we're feeling like fives. So like it is normal if you score low on this one.
All right. Number 8, my partner reassures me when I'm feeling insecure. This is so subtle because, okay, so let's just stick with the question first. My partner reassures me when I'm feeling insecure. I'm going to go with, this is going to be hard to hear, EJ, but 3.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm a 3 too.
3 too. So this is not like if I'm just like feeling like, let's just say having a bad body image day. Reassuring me isn't like, honey, you look beautiful. Like you're beautiful just the way you are. Like that doesn't reassure me. That's just like, oh, you're not hearing me at all. When you're like, wow, I can see that you're really struggling today and this is something that's really hijacked you. Oh, that feels good. Because then I'm like, yes, like I just feel like so insecure in my body today. So many people want to make their partners feel better by saying, no, honey, you look fine in that, or you shouldn't feel that way. And actually it just does such a disservice because instead of reassurance, now I'm like, am I crazy for feeling that way? But I know that I have anxiety. I know I have insecurity, and I just want someone to validate that. I don't want you to change it. I want you to accept it. And I know that we can both get better in that area. That's why I do say I'm a 3.
Yeah. No,
How about for you?
I'm same. I think it's very similar, is like, but in a totally different aspect of our lives. That when things feel out of control, when things feel like existentially scary, we talk a lot about here. So you guys hear me talk about like how finance is a big weight that I feel, and like you kind of do a similar thing that I do, right. where you're like it's going to be okay.
It's going to
We're going to make it, and I like, it's just like, that's like telling somebody who's like, scared of a snake. Like snakes aren't scary. They're fine. They're fine.
Right,
it's like,
honey,
it's still
right,
scary.
Because I think for me, it's scary too. So I make it into my own little, I make it about me, and I can't in those moments. I have to be like, wow, I see that you're really.
So we got work here. And that's what the great thing about this assessment is. It shows you like, hey, where's the work?
Yeah. Number 9.
Number 9, it is easy to connect with my partner. Yeah.
Yeah. 5.
5. Yeah. We got that shit.
Now, when you're looking at this or feeling it is easy to connect with my partner. It's like, to me, I think like, are there eggshells there all of the time? Or is it just like, hey, hon, we got to really talk about this. Does it feel like we've got this solid core friendship base, that connection piece? Even if we have our struggles with like intimacy or parenting or whatever it might be, like, can we connect with each other and always have that like base of respect and connection? So that's when I think of that question, that's what I think of.
When I just think of it with that question with you, I just think like, I really just, I love you. Like when
Thank you,
like when I look at you, like I'm just like this. I mean, I love her. I just, and that connects me to you. Is just like, I just think you're cute, funny, weird.
Even in my squirrel moments.
Even in your squirrel moments.
Now you're squirrel sloth. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, we're hitting 10.
Number 10, I can trust and confide in my partner. For me, I would say a 4. I feel like there's still some things that I get nervous about because I'm caretaking you, because I know that you have a lot of stress around like finances and our business and everything like that. And so I'm like, do I really want to tell him that our lights need replaced outside in the back? I'll put it on the board, but So I feel like there's still a 4. It's still really good. I can trust and confide, but there's still parts of me that caretake you. So that part that's me. That's my work to do.
This is a funny one. I have to go gut, right? I have to go gut.
Okay.
That's what's the hard thing is like when you give your partner a rating on this, because you're kind of rating your relationship, you're rating your partner, you're rating yourself. So I feel like insecure telling you this, but like I'm going to say 3.
Okay.
But I want to like say like, it's interesting. The really big stuff, totally feel it. It's weird. It's like the little things like, can I say this?
Yeah, I mean, you're here. We're here.
You struggle with secrets, or like you don't know when there's like implied secrets. Like if I like I tell something, and then you like tell the kids or something, or like I don't know, like there's like little ways because Tara just is like gets really excited.
Oh yeah,
and we'll just like share something. I'm like, well, why did you tell
You're
them,
right.
tell them
It's
that?
true.
Like, and it's never about big things. Like I know if you know, like, hey, this is a big thing, don't tell. But it's like little tiny things.
Yeah.
I don't totally trust because I know you just might get excited and just like tell somebody
It's
at
so
Trader
true.
Joe's.
Look at me at Christmas.
I know.
Like people
gifts.
yes, there's no surprises. That's why I wait until the last minute to do it, because otherwise everybody would know everything. Okay. So I can trust and confide in my partner. I really think about what that means. And like with the bigger things, like EJ and I are higher rated, but it's like little things. So that still keeps us at a 3 or a 4. Again, knowing that I have to be able to take the emotional risks to say E. Outside, we've got 2 lights that need replacing. I know you're super stressed right now, and I just wanted to put it out there because I don't want to walk on eggshells with you. Bam. There you go. All right, 11.
Yeah.
We're almost done. We have a couple more questions.
I have a zit on my back. I don't trust that you won't tell everybody at work that I have a zit on my back.
Oh, I got you. I promise.
Guess what happened this morning?
All right, number 11. I feel a strong connection to my partner even when we are apart. 5.
Yeah, totally 5.
And
I mean, that part of it with us is like we've always had to navigate short periods of being apart because of just logistic things in our life. And we have some good systems around staying connected.
Yeah.
I feel very connected. Sometimes the struggle for us is like when we come back into connect, when we're apart and then we come back together, and that navigating thing is a little wonky, but definitely can stay connected to you even when we're apart. Even when we're apart.
I wonder if it's because
you call me like 7 times
I know.
in like a half-hour period when we're like between
I was
work
gonna
and the
say,
house.
like, we're always together. So when we are apart, I'm like, oh, I'm like missing my
I'm like, it's the
third
4th
arm.
time she's called in the last 15 minutes. Like, wow.
I feel a strong connection to my partner even when we are apart. I love that question. It feels like even if there's struggles, I guess we all have our struggles, but that you can have that connection and like sense of home base almost.
Yeah.
When you're apart. I love that. So yeah, did we both give each other a 5?
100%.
Perfect.
All right, next one. I get to read this one. I trust my partner cares about my feelings, needs, wants, and fears. I 100% trust that Tara cares about my feelings, needs. I absolutely trust that.
And I trust EJ. I'm a 5 too, that you care about my feelings, needs, wants, and fears.
Now, here's an interesting thing about this question, people, is we trust in that. Do we struggle with execution at times? Sure.
For sure.
Sure. But we've built that trust. And this, again, might be a place where couples who are just coming into our ecosystem might score themselves low. Because what happens is when you come, by the time people come into coaching, into therapy, that's why they're thinking about like, can this work? Because they don't trust that.
Yeah.
And that's sad. Like that's a sad place to be in your relationship when this person who you want to give your heart completely to, or you have at some point, and now you don't totally trust that they care about your needs, your feelings, your desires, right? So again, be gentle with each other around that one.
And I love it because it so leads into this final question, number 13. I feel safe taking emotional risks with my partner.
That's a total yeah.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm still at a 4. I know that I'm preventing myself from taking more emotional risks depending on environmental stressors, but that's just my caretaking mode. But I think 4 is pretty high anyway, right? Like me asking for salsa lessons during like a busy work week at 2, that was an emotional risk. And you were like, yeah,
Sounds fun.
absolutely. Sounds great.
You gonna let me lead?
Maybe. I don't know. So I just feel like, again, I feel safe taking emotional risks with my partner. EJ, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna say a 4 as well.
Yeah.
Because that to me, that's like an overall big thing. We've identified where like, kind of my own struggles are, where like how that fits into like your brain and all. But I know like overall, like I do feel safe taking emotional risks with you. Now, do I struggle with execution at times? Yeah, but I'm working on it. And I know that you are also have developed a lot of patience and awareness around my work, which makes it more safe. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So that's it. I mean, those
are the 13 questions that are.
It's great. It's just a fun, interesting way to go through you and your partner. And so this is like, I'm so excited and proud of this. This is the thing where like literally you can right now go to relationshiprenovation.com. It's the first thing that's going to pop up. It's a pop-up on our homepage, and you can take that quiz. And you take the quiz, it'll score it for you, and then we wrote like an interpretation, like sort of a 1-page, like based upon your answers.
Yeah.
Here's probably what's going on in your relationship. Here's maybe the strengths. Here's your areas of growth. I'm super proud of it because I think it's like a cool thing and it's an easy thing for you to do.
And now you have this podcast attached to it. So if you want to sit down with your partner and discuss the experience of it in the way we kind of did, it's like so fruitful because now I know the things I'm going to pay attention to are taking the emotional risks, making sure that my husband, EJ, feels seen and validated, right? I'm also going to work on not caretaking as much because that just keeps us from being more vulnerable. Like those are my top 3 things. I'm sure there's more. But that I'm taking away from this. So I know like in a few more months when we come back to this and revisit it, hopefully maybe those 3s are now maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Again, the idea is not to be at a 5.
Right.
Oh, and we would love to hear from you, or if you need more support or just any questions around the emotional safety assessment, just go ahead and send us an email at podcast@relationshiprenovation.com. That's podcast, podcast @relationshiprenovation.com.
And this was fun, Tara. I had a great time.
I did too. Yeah. I feel like we're doing really well. I mean, if we did this years ago, it would have
just been very different. And that's the whole thing, couples out there, like, no, like,
it's skills.
It's skills. And this is a great way to start and an entryway to getting up that range. And
it's one of the tools we use to like help develop the goals for couples coming into the coaching or counseling section. We're like, okay, it's the first thing our couples do is the emotional safety assessment. So we can identify where are the areas that they need to build emotional safety. If you don't have it yet, that's okay. Yeah. It's all good. We didn't, and we're here now.
Yeah, and there's a ton of podcasts that we have in our catalog that are, if you just do a search through emotional safety in our catalog, you're going to find we have multiple podcasts on how to build all of these skills.
Yes, we do. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. Again, we love hearing from you. Thank you for giving us reviews and ratings. We love it. We wish we could respond to our podcast listening audience, but you're not able to. But I'm responding right now with just saying thank you. The reviews are absolutely incredible. So if you feel like this was helpful, make sure you share it with a friend, review us. We love your love. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, Relationship Renovation listeners. Just wanted to say thank you so much for listening, for all of the awesome reviews, the comments, the feedback on our YouTube channel. We're just so grateful. We offer these podcasts free of charge. If you do want to make a donation, that's always super helpful, and you can do it in our show notes. Thanks again for listening. We're very, very grateful.